Hello everyone, and welcome back to Let's Play Warriors Orochi 3 Ultimate. I'm your host, Ryota Bahamut, and last time we went and saved Guansuo, and today we're hitting up the Takeda and Uesugi Alliance. So let's jump right on in. Basic summation is, after we kicked Zhang Fei's ass, that made the Takeda and Uesugi decide we might want to step up our game here and attack Daji from the rear. Naturally, we can't let that happen, so Leroy Jenkins is leading us to attack them before they can attack us. These guys are also Kenetsugu now and Yukimura Sanada's bosses, so you might imagine they might have something to say about all this as well. So, up against Team Horse and Team Justice, we are bringing Magoichi Saika and Masamune Date. Well, Wei is also hanging around, but they aren't given nearly as much focus as Shingen and Kenshin. Fun fact, the first character I ever played in a Samurai Warriors game was Uesugi Kenshin, mainly because his name made me think of Rurouni Kenshin. Yes, I am that big a nerd. Anyway, our first goal is to take the eastern fort up there in the center of the map. And if you think our goals will be that simple, then you don't know Kenshin or Shingen. And I start this map right off the bat going the completely wrong way. Because in fact the door up there is locked and we can't get through. I wish they made the locked gates more defined on the minimap because it's very hard to tell when they are locked and when you can just run through an opening. Now I am forced to fall behind all my other allies, which actually kind of almost gets Leroy Jenkins killed later on. I could call a horse and try to ride it over there, but that would require effort, and I think I've already discussed my feelings on riding around on horses in these games. And are you ready for some forced character backstory? Cause you're getting some. I'm really not sure why they force in the whole Ma Chao hates Cao Cao for killing his family thing in here when it really has nothing to do with much of the story at this time. And Shingen must be some kind of wizard because he just teleported all those guys right in my face. Luckily, one of them dropped a gold scroll, so we get some nice experience from fighting all these guys here. Which technically makes this a fail ambush. I guess it'd only serve to make me stronger. Now we have to quickly kill those guys up at the north who are wrecking Ma Chao's shit, and then we have to head back to the main base because we're about to get some friends there. Like so. I'm not sure if that's really an ambush when you lure your enemy's main forces away from their main camp and then suddenly attack them from behind. That's more haha made you look. And also, Leroy Jenkins is literally teetering on the brink of death here. Like one, maybe two hits and he's dead. And it looks like Xiahou Dun, Wei's biggest badass, has teleported in with the rest of the ambushers. Seriously, the dude got shot in the eye by an arrow, and then he pulled the arrow and eye out of his head, and then he ate the eye. I don't think many people can be quite as hardcore as frickin' Xiahou Dun. And now that we have finished up on the eastern side, we gotta rush back to our main camp in the west to hopefully save our guys' butts. Thankfully, Sao Ren is over there, and he's always set to be a hardcore defender. And now comes the point where Yukimura Sanada and Kenetsugu now decide to try and show up their mentors with their own special plans. Which is a nice little bit of character development for Yukimura and Kenetsugu. They never really fight against their masters in the main game, so it's nice to give them their whole student beats the master moment. And the game is really lagging behind in the kill count announcement. It says I've only killed 200 when I'm at 521. That's lagging a little bit behind. Now as to some of the characters we're playing as, Masamune Date is one of my favorite characters in Sengoku Basara. In Samurai Warriors, it's mainly his character that annoys the crap out of me. In Samurai Warriors, he's a real spoiled brat kind of a character who loves calling everybody fools and thinks he's superior to everyone, etc, etc. Combat-wise, he's actually pretty fun to play as, which almost makes up for his annoying character. But it's kinda borderline. Fortunately, in Samurai Warriors 4, he's mellowed out quite a bit, so he's actually tolerable. Historically, he's actually pretty interesting, and I actually recommend looking him up. Our other team member is Magoichi Saika, and he's kind of the inverse of Masamune. Combat-wise, he's pretty bad, and usually ends up at the bottom of any tier list. Character-wise, I actually really like him. He's actually pretty likable and has a sort of heroic mercenary thing where he wanders the land helping people out kind of a thing going for him most of the time. He also seems to be the Casanova of the Samurai Warriors team, but that's not enough to really harm his personality for me. And just in the nick of time, we've gotten our guys into position to pull off their dastardly schemes. Although I kind of ruined Yukimura's by just ending everybody as they come out of the gate up here. Now what's supposed to happen is the cavalry charges out into that open field where Yukimura has planted a ton of mines. But this also has the side effect of blowing you the hell up if you happen to be in that area, and makes that area very hard to traverse. So I just said screw it, charged in with a triple attack, and ended the threat before it even began. Kinda disappointed that the enemy's horses don't show up during the triple attack, that would be kinda funny. One poor fool does manage to get through and trigger the mine attack, but we've already cleared out most of the enemies, so it's not that important. Instead, we gotta head south and take out Aya down there. And I went and activated Masamune's Musou here too early so I could do a combo Musou to show off his ultimate Musou attack. It is nice that they tried to give the Samurai Warriors characters true Musou that nice bit of flair at the end. It's just annoying to actually pull off since it requires you to either be near dead or have your buddies around you to actually do it. And Kenetsugu has taken a page out of the Wu strategy book and decided to just burn the hell out of his enemies. Although I think this counts as a dick move on Kenetsugu's part, he is basically trying to burn his master's sister alive. And getting burned alive is definitely high up on my do not wish to die that way list. Right next to drowning and getting buried alive. And Aya is joined by Kagekatsu and Kagetora Uesugi, who are actually pretty important characters in the Uesugi campaign in Samurai Warriors 4. Kagetora is Kenshin's son, and Kagekatsu is Kenshin's adopted son. So yeah, it's still a pretty dick move that he's pulling off here. And I finally get the true Musou off, and of course it's entirely wasted on an open empty field. And we're heading headlong into the final act of this mission with only a generic officer in the upper right hand corner, and Kenshin and Shingen themselves up in the upper left. And of course they aren't just gonna sit there and wait for us to come to them. But first, sudden cutscene.
Yukimura が頑張っとるね。
金継ぐが逃走。天も読みせん。
おかしいねわしら。雪村も金継も敵なのに、その活躍を自慢するなんて。
The part where Yukimura takes down a guy non-lethally always makes me laugh. I mean, yeah, it makes sense that he wouldn't want to actually kill people that he actually knows, But on the other hand, I could have been playing as him this entire mission, and it doesn't really look like he'd be holding back anymore against anybody else. So it kinda makes you wonder what's so special about that one dude that would make Yukimura not want to kill him. I mean, in Samurai Warriors 4, he's perfectly willing to duel his own brother to the death, but for some reason here, he's not willing to kill that one generic. I also completely botched this Musou and missed Kenshin by a mile. Now you guys also get to watch as Kenshin earns his whole God of War title by almost killing half my team. Shingen barely puts up a fight, but Kenshin, for some reason, I just have all kinds of problems fighting him. Like right here, where he blocks against Magoichi's Musou attack, while Shingen just gets juggled in the air. Heck, he's even going to survive this freaking triple attack, and almost no one does that anymore. Shingen, however, is not nearly as lucky. And in retaliation, Kenshin almost kills Magoichi. And now he's going to almost kill Masamune. Because good old stun combos. And then I go and get Musou'd. Thankfully, he did it to Jiang, who actually has some health and defense, so I managed to survive and immediately turn it around and kill Kenshin. But kudos to Kenshin, he put up more of a fight than most of the last bosses we've been up against.
他の君主の動きが読めぬ以上、謙信と信玄が協力することはできません。上杉、武田まで奪旗についたと思われれば、無用な戦乱を生みますから、代わりに私が同行しましょう。これが上杉と武田の本心。そう思っていただければ幸いです。
Sadly, only one recruit today.
本能寺に織田軍が集ってるらしいね。本当ならすぐに職に行きたいんだけど。
織田に背を見せることになるか。信長、ま、ここは半兵衛たちに任せようぜ。本能寺の軍勢が片付けば道が開けんだろう。
In other words, go clear the other path before we continue on the story, dumbass. And we also have another conversation to listen into over here.
困りましたね。義軍のか乱を頼まれたのですが。
あらあら、目の前でそんな大きな独り言を。わかりました。私がお手伝いいたします。
本当に優しい人だこと。困っているものは見過ごせないのですね。
I swear, Lianxi is required for so many missions to be unlocked. Well, that's it for this episode. We bloodied the noses of the Takeda and the Uesugi, and next time we are going after the Oda clan. Well, after our usual side mission break. So I hope to see you all again next time.